Good morning and welcome. Let's find ourselves where you like, seated, lying down, whatever's comfortable for you this morning, wherever you can really just let go of your connection to the past and the future and really allow yourself to be in this present moment. We were discussing before I hit the record button that I've been having, some senior moments or, some brain moments where I'm forgetting things. I was in the grocery and I forgot my PIN, like literally I had the numbers transposed and not in the right spot. And that was like a come to Jesus moment for me. And some other moments, like, did I put my salt in my water? And we were discussing that, like, did I wash my back? Did I wash my hair when you're in the shower? So as we start our practice this morning, I want you to really tune in to what is happening right now. And as we always say, it's normal, because this is what our mind does, is it thinks or it strays. But to continue this practice of bringing yourself back into the present moment, to be where you are in your breath, is going to help your brain to develop that gray matter in your brain. So, let's really focus on our brain this morning. And some of the most important things to your brain and your body is flow. Is encouraging cardiovascular flow, getting moving inflammation from your brain or thing that's inflammatory in nature, so that we're keeping everything in flow. So this movement about, like doing brain activities like Sudoku and puzzles and things like that is one thing for the thinking mind, but to keep flow by exercising, turning ourselves upside down, and mind work. Inhale for a count of 3 or 4. Exhale for a count of 3 or 4. And within your mind's eye, I'd like you to bring your focus into this upper part of your energy center by concentrating right between the eyes, right in between your third eye. The pineal gland lies deep inside the brain. And so breathe into that space. And as you breathe into that space, take a pause at the upper part of your inhale. Exhale it out nice and slow. Breathe in through the nose. It's like you're taking it through the nose and all the way up to the back of your sinuses and holding it. Really concentrating on that pause in the center of the brain. Imagine that the breath is feeding every neuron, every cell in the brain, activating it. And I want to encourage you to Take these pauses throughout the day. Close your eyes. Connect and breathe into the brain, especially if you're, from time to time feeling those senior moments or you're so hurried in your life. Slow down. Pause. And now, whether you're seated or whether you're lying down, locate and find your right fingertips and begin to move the right fingers. So we're going to do a lot of brain activating practices this morning. And then relax your right hand. Just let it relax. A little movement. We set that message from our brain down the spine. It goes down the arm into the fingertips. And now locate and start to move your left toes. And then relax them. And as you're breathing in and out in between, go back to pausing at the third eye. And now move both of those together, the right fingertips and the left toes at the same time. So you have this crossover, this unilateral kind of brain movement, activating right fingertips and left toes. And then relax both and go right back into that brain breath. Anytime the mind strays, pull yourself right back into this present moment. Concentrating on the breath and placing the breath and the attention where you want it to go. Where the attention goes is where the energy flows. And then begin to move your left fingers. Find your left fingers. And I've said this before in practice. Sometimes my brain gets confused because I mirror a lot when I'm teaching. And that can cause some confusion. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to just practice moving my own right hand and my own right foot, etc. And then relax your left hand. And then when you're ready, begin to move your right toes. Find your right toes and wiggle your right toes. Creating that neurological connection through the nervous system from the brain into the body. And then relax those right toes. Breathe back into the brain space, back into that pineal gland. Pausing at the top. Feeding and nourishing our hippocampus. That's where we store a lot of our memories. We want to keep that connection open. So anytime you're doing unilateral movement, so let's begin that left fingertips and right toes moving at the same time. So that has to go across the hippocampus to connect the right side of the brain and the left side of the brain together. And that's why so many of our mind-body practices like yoga, like QiGong are so powerful for the brain, because you are also linking breath and movement. And then relax and pause and go back into that breath. And now just move both. Right hand, right foot, left foot. And swish the heels from side to side. Oh my goodness, my kitty. Let's go on your mat, love. Thanks for warming it up for me. And then stretch your arms over the crown of your head. You can turn your head from side to side, really stretch. Let's get the spine long. And then draw those knees into your belly. Give yourself a nice big hug here. Circle the legs around both directions. Circle the hips around like you're rowing a boat. Circle in, circle out, circle the ankles. Move your shoulders, lengthen your spine on the mat. So we're really massaging. Now draw the knees. I didn't finish my sentence. We're massaging our digestive system in our hips and our low back. Draw the knees in and exhale. Push the knees away and inhale. Again, encouraging this digestive flow and also this pump. Breathing and drawing flow back up to the heart from the bottom up. Encouraging that flow down to the toes. So let your focus be on this lower energy center. Really focusing on the area below the belly button. And notice how you feel. As I draw my knees in, I feel that little bit of tightness and pressure in my head. Do you feel that too? It's like we're pushing everything back up. Little tightness through my sinuses. That's an interesting sensation that I haven't noticed, or maybe I wasn't paying attention to before. So tune in. And now holding on to your knees, right hand, right knee, left hand, left knee, just begin to pedal in and out. In and out. So one foot is pushing away and one knee is pushing or drawing in. Inhale and exhale. And let's begin to circle this. So we've done this before. So we're just going to get going with same sides. Right knee is going out as the left knee is pushing away and making big circles. Making big circles. And they're moving in opposition of each other. And then reverse that. So pretty easy, right? Okay, and now we're going to mess with our brain a little bit. So your right hand is going to go to your left knee. Your left hand is going to go back behind your right thigh. And now mess with it a little bit. Start to circle. I was in a place where my brain went, stuck. It was like on stall. Now, what do you want me to do? So the right hand is moving the left leg, and the left hand is supporting the right thigh. And see if you can reverse that. See what happens when you try to reverse it. Interesting. Giving our brain some exercise. I got it stuck there for a second. All right, come back to the center. And now we're going to reverse that. So the left hand is going to go to the right knee, and the right hand is going to go back behind the thigh and start to circle. All right, so that was interesting because this felt easier than the other side. So things for you to observe and notice, and then reverse that. Okay, that was a little bit weird. So notice when you're like, you got this little stall. I think maybe, the brain may not be firing in that spot. All right. Whew. Hold on to the knees, go back to regular circling. And let's draw the right knee in and the left leg out. And draw that right knee up and over towards the right shoulder. We'll get into our digestion. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to think of some ways that you can encourage flow. So whether it's in your digestion, lymphatic flow, heating up the body, because our lymphatic fluid is the consistency of butter. So when you warm up the body, that helps for that lymphatic fluid to flow. Open that right leg out to the side, and let's begin to rehearse our spinal twist across the body. Massaging the hip. Now, as you're bringing your right leg across, use your left hand to guide it over. And so we've got a little cross brain work, right? Anytime you come over the center, the midline with opposite hand, opposite leg, for example, we are engaging the brain. So we've all heard the term intermittent fasting. And so that's really stretching the time out from dinner to your breakfast. And this is really encouraging, off the top of my head, because my brain's not working. I forget what the process is called, but it's a time when your body really gobbles up some unwanted cells. It's like taking out the trash. Stretch your right leg up to the sky, and let's lengthen it all the way down to the floor, nice and slow. And then bring the left leg in and draw it in. So I just did a little training the other day that was talking about timing our eating. Let's hold that left leg over. And so the try for have some protein first thing in the morning, 2 hours after you wake up. Try to keep that window of 2 hours and start your day off with some protein. And then stop eating 3 hours before you go to bed to lengthen that window, and then breaking your fast with some protein. Begin to take that spinal twist across. So that really feels doable. And so it's always recommended that when you're practicing yoga, that you practice, on an empty stomach or a light meal. So I usually try to wait and have something to eat till after our practice, but keeping that in mind, because I do get up early, I have been adding just a little protein snack in the morning. And that's also helping me with a workout, like have a little pre-meal before your workout to help energize your workout. Extend that left leg up to the sky, then lower it all the way down. Stretch the arms over the crown of the head, interlace the palms, lengthen, point, and flex the feet. And then let's bring both knees into the body so that we're getting the transverse colon along the lower part of the belly. Squeeze it in tight. Lengthen your neck. If you can't grab around the shins, grab behind the thighs. Really draw it in. Breathe in, breathe out. And then when you're ready, let's find our way into child's pose. Whatever that might look like for you. You might rock a few times. You might roll over to your side and push yourself back into child's pose. I'm going to take a couple rocks here. And then as we find our way into child's pose, the big toes are together. The knees are out nice and wide. Stretch your palms up. I want you to start with your chin down, really opening your throat. Really stretch through those fingertips. Relaxing through the hips, opening again the digestion here by doing this child's pose with the knees open wide. And then bring your forehead to your mat and massage your forehead from side to side. And as we're right here making this connection, our forehead to the mat, go back to that pineal gland breathing, where you're breathing right into the center of your brain and pausing on that inhale. When you're ready, come forward into your all fours position and gently sway yourself from side to side. Hips, shoulders, knees, lateral body, getting everything a little bit warmed up. Keeping ourselves in this present moment with our breath. So as you come to the center, let's take our kneeling cat and cow. Exhale, draw chin to chest. In your mind's eye, picture that pineal gland all the way through the spine, all the way down through the tail, getting all of our energy centers. Inhale, stretch through the crown of the head, opening the throat, feeling the chest all the way to the tail. Exhale, curl and round. Inhale, extend and lift. Coming into neutral for spinal balance. This is another one of those unilateral moves where the right hand is extending forward and the left heel is pressing back. Bring both limbs to parallel when you're ready. Eyes looking down toward your left thumb so the neck is nice and long. And let's draw the knee across the body to the left or to the right elbow, right knee. I'm sorry, see, brain is confused today. Right elbow, left knee, extend and reach. Exhale. Yeah, so I'm gonna just say that, like I'm feeling like my brain is feeling a little cloudy. I feel like that's a good description. Switch sides whenever you're ready. So we'll do about 3 on each side. Extend left and extend right foot. Bring them parallel and bring it across. So just observing that cloudiness makes me think about, like really trying to eat cleaner and to watch your oils and really stick with avocado oil for cooking and really good olive oil for salads. And switch sides. A lot of our, store-bought dressings just have all kinds of oils that aren't clean. And switch sides whenever you're ready. I've been making my own that I'm really happy with, and so I'm happy to share that with you. Maybe I will share that recipe in the content library for this practice. All right, when you're finished on your left side, go ahead and press back into child's pose. And release. Coming back into all fours position, we're going to take one more movement on our hands and knees. Right arm extends high to the sky and threads through underneath the left armpit. Inhale up high to the sky. All of these beautiful crossover movements from one side to the other. And then on this last one, go ahead and bring your right arm all the way through and rest your right ear to the mat. Breathe in and out. Noticing our head is lower than our hips. Blood flow into the brain. Nice deep breath so that you can imagine that your breath, making that windy kind of sound, is blowing away all the clouds. I can see clearly now the rain is gone, right? Breathe. Inhale that right arm back up to the sky, supporting with your left hand. And then let's bring that right hand back behind the back into the left hip pocket. Open and close the shoulder so that you're just bringing it forward and opening it up. Now, before we go to the other side, stretch your right arm forward and your left leg back. Bring them parallel. Come back into your spinal balance. And then move your right arm out to the side, reaching back to see if you can touch your left heel. Or just moving in that direction. So even if the hand just comes to the left butt cheek and the left heel or the left knee just bends and the foot goes up to the ceiling. And if it's in your body to go ahead and reach around and grab and open up, then try that on. Coming back to the center. And now we're switching sides. Left arm up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Reach it through. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, reach it through. One more time. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, bring that left ear to the mat, looking through to the right. And just Let the blood flow move into the brain. Concentrate on breathing in to that hippocampus right behind your eyes, right behind the center of your brow. Breathing away all the cloudiness. Inhale that left arm back up to the sky. Bring it back behind the back. And open and close the shoulder. Open the chest. Gaze up, look up. And as you come back to the center, your left arm will extend forward and your right heel will press back. And here we go. Try to reach that left arm around to move in the direction of your right heel as you bend your right knee. That hand even coming to the right hip. Grab the foot if you can, open it up, or just continue to keep reaching and crossing that hand back. This is helping us with balance. And release, come back into child's pose and let it go. Melt through the forehead. Exhale through the throat. Relax through the chest. All the way down through the spine, the lower back. All the way down through the toes. And if it's in your body to take downward facing dog, find your way there with a little prep movement by curling the toes under, stretching the soles of the feet, lifting the knees, lifting the hips, and then walking your dog right and left. Well, if downward facing dog is not in your body, you can stay in your child's pose or make your way up to your hands into a forward fold. If you're in your downward facing dog, continue there for a few more movements through the legs, walking the dog. And then find your feet up to your hands as you're ready. So we're all here in forward fold. Blood flow to the brain. Focus right in the center of the brain. And so we're going to start just moving our body kind of like an hourglass, getting the flow. Bring your hands to your shins here and extend for a halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Reverse swan dive. Come up with the longest spine you can find. Gaze up to the fingertips and bring your hands to your heart center. And then just relax in your mountain pose, finding your feet, finding the center of the ball of the foot. Find your steady gaze. And remember, your eyes have neurons on the back of your eyes, so directly connected to your brain. So when we get our gaze or focus, that helps to calm the brain and calm the mind. So find that there. And then let's do another crossover movement to wake up our brain a little bit more. Right fingertips, left shoulder. Left fingertips, right shoulder. And then open it back down. And then switch sides. So left to right and right to left. And then down. So you have to remember which hand you did first. Little bit of thinking. Do it one more time on each side. And let's come back into flow. Inhale, stretch arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Shake your head out, yes or no. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Reverse swan dive, inhale up to the sky. Exhale, knuckles to the small of the back. Firm the thighs, squeeze the buttocks, open up. Send your heart high. Inhale, rise to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Breathe in and out. Let's stir things up a little bit, bringing the legs a little bit wider if you can, and then bringing ourselves across in this little spinning, which is knocking on the gate of life. So as you're tapping around, your hands are tapping to their opposite sides. We're encouraging flow through our kidneys. I want you to notice what's happening in your feet, in your ankles, in your knees, in your hips, all the way up. Encouraging a little more circulation. Take the legs a little bit wider, and let's reach that top arm around to slap the upper back, our acupressure point for our lungs. And that back arm is still slapping the back, acupressure point for our kidneys. And then come down nice and slow. Don't completely come to a stop. Start to just mindfully bring it down. Bring yourself all the way back to stillness. Find your gaze. Notice and feel. And let's take our flow again. Inhale, stretch the arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Get back into your brain. Shake your head out, yes and no. Bend your knees right and left. Now let's take a twist from here. So you're going to straighten your right leg, bend your left knee. Left hand will stay down, or you can place your left arm on your left thigh, or you could bring your left hand across. Maybe the left hand grabs the right lower leg, and then your right arm is going to come up to the sky. So crossover movement here. And then exhale to come down, and let's switch sides. So we're straightening the left, bending the right, right hand down or across, and the left arm up to the sky. Exhale, let it go. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Reverse swan dive, inhale all the way up to the sky. Take your back bend, hands supporting the low back, opening up here. Breathe in and out. Inhale back up to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Returning back into your mountain pose. Standing tree pose. Hands come to your hips or to your heart center. Stand and ground on your left foot. And then bring your right heel to your ankle. So don't look at me because I'm not mirroring you. I'm doing my right side so my brain's not so confused. Stay grounded on the toes. Keep all the joints stacked. Steady gaze, steady breath. And then when you feel ready, lift those right toes off the floor. You can always put the toe back down. You can place the foot on the lower leg. Keep thinking about this right leg as a door, and you're opening the door so the leg opens back. If you want a little more, the foot can go up higher. You can always put the toe back down. Fall down 7 times, get right back up on 8. Try to slow down your blink, or drop the eyelids just a little bit so there's very little light coming in. Notice if that's challenging for you. Another thing you can do to make it a little more challenging is stretch the arms over the crown of the head. Wherever you are today, whatever challenge you would like, you could even move the arms a bit. And release whenever you're ready. Bring your hands to your hips and let's swivel around. And as you're swiveling around, notice your hips, notice your outer thigh, notice your knees, notice your feet and ankles. And then let's stretch this out a little bit before we go to the other side. Inhale, stretch the arms back up to the sky. Reach over and grab your left wrist and pull it over to the right. Feet can be together or your left ankle can cross over the front of your right to increase that stretch. And let's do the other side. Inhale back to the center, exhale, hands to your heart. And let's do our other tree. Ground through your right foot. Get your steady gaze. Connect to your breath. Ground through your left toes. Placing that left heel on the lower inside of your right ankle. Lift the toes. Try to keep every joint stacked on top of each other, from your right shoulder, your right hip, your right knee, all the way down. Open up that left door. Staying a little bit longer. Eight seconds or more, pretty good. Do something to challenge it. Notice, not in a judgmental way, but just notice, is one side a little stronger than the other? And what does that mean for our brain? Is one side of the brain a little cloudier than the other side? And release when you're ready. And let's go back to those hips. Swirly swirlies. Both directions. Slide your hands down your thighs so that your thumbs are on the inside, your hands are on the outside, and swirl your knees. My knees were craving this movement today. Feeling dry and poppy and cracky. My feet even like it. All right, come up nice and slow, and let's do our stretch again, our side stretch, standing half moon pose. Reach over, grab your right wrist. Pull it over to the left. Maybe cross your right ankle over the left side. Inhale back to the center and take it to the other side. It feels really yummy. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Wrap your arms around the backs of your legs. Give yourself a little bit of a hug. Shake that head out, yes and no. Deep or stretch in the back of the thighs. Inhale, halfway lift, extend. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to the sky. Exhale, take your back bend. Firm the thighs, squeeze the buttocks, open everything up. Inhale, rise, fingertips to touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a moment to pause and breathe up into your brain. Close your eyes and find that spot. Right leg forward, left leg back. Find your warrior stance and just shift forward and back. Let's start with a shift forward and back. We're going to ask our arms to begin to flow forward and back. Coming forward, exhale, inhale, open back. And now we're going to use our arms to draw energy into the body. So in our QiGong practice, we talk about the three main energy centers: the brain, your mind, your heart, and your physical body. So the arms will come out in front of your eyes. And as you draw back, it's like you're drawing this energy in to your brain and mind. And then we'll do the heart center, reaching out and then drawing back and into the heart. And then forward and then down into the physical body, bringing the hands into the lower dantian. So we've got these three spots. Scooping up some energy, bringing it in. And I'm actually touching my face and my heart. And my body. Those fingers are lightly brushing. Now slow it down and let it be very meditative. And let it feel like there's no effort at all. Bless my mind. Bless my heart. Bless my physical body. And let's do that one more time. And as you finish, we're going to step the feet together and ground the hands. Pressing down. Get yourself calm and centered. And then let's get ready to switch sides. So the left leg will step forward and the right leg will step back. Begin to move the lower body. Just get used to that movement of shifting forward and shifting back. Begin to add the arms as you're ready. The shoulders are nice and relaxed. And as you get yourself focused and centered here, then begin to think about feeding these energy centers again. And then slow yourself down and make it effortless. Moving meditation, feeding the gray matter in the brain. As you're setting intention with your mind to the movement that you're doing, it makes it more powerful. Do one more time, and then we'll ground. Stepping the feet together. Inhale, stretch the arms up over the head, and as you draw down the center of the body, let's gather up all of that energy. And when you get to the bottom, let your hands rest on the lower belly, feeling what is beneath your hands. Inhale, stretch your arms up to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, find your way to hands and knees. Step your right foot in between your hands. Lengthen that left leg back a little bit farther, and let's begin to floss forward and back. Deeper into the hips, letting everything track. Inhale, stay forward into your lower crescent lunge, inhaling the arms up to the sky. Exhale the hands back behind the back, opening up your heart. Inhale, stretch the arms back up to the sky. And now let's work the brain a little bit. Bring your right hand back to touch the left inner thigh. Inhale back up to the sky. Bring the left hand back to touch your left thigh. Inhale back up to the sky. Exhale, lower the hands. You can choose to keep your left knee down and lift your right arm up. Back behind the back. Into that left hip pocket. Feel your stretch. Inhale the right arm back up to the sky. And then let's press back into our half split and hold our stretch. Bow your head. Let the hips hover right in the middle, in between your left knee and your mat, so that our weight isn't all the way over on the left side. Come up a bit and then shift back, bringing that right foot back to meet your left. And let's take a few rounds of cat and cow before we do the other side. Curl and round. Exhale. Inhale and extend. Curl and round. Exhale. Inhale and extend. Left foot steps forward in between the hands, and then gently floss forward and back. Getting a deeper stretch and a massage through these hips. Holding the forward position, inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale the hands back behind the back, open it up. Inhale the arms back up to the sky, and so a little bit of brain work here. Left hand reaches back for the right inner thigh. Exhale. Inhale back up to the sky. Right hand, right thigh. Exhale. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale back up to the sky. Exhale, lower the hands. Little balance required, yes? Holding here or curling those right toes under and lifting the right knee. Lift that left arm up high to the sky. And back behind the back. Hold your stretch. Inhale and exhale. Bringing that hand back up high to the sky, lower it down to the outside of your left foot. Step back with your left leg and find your child's pose. Exhale. Round the forehead, breathing into the center of your brain. Coming forward to all fours position, adjust yourself to find your way to your seat. Coming into our boat pose. And so we'll do a little crossover movement here for our boat pose. Hinging back, exhale, body is slightly rounded. Inhale to lift. As you come back and exhale, reach across, opposite hand, opposite leg, right hand, left knee. Inhale back to the center. Twist to the other side as you exhale. If you need to, you can support your body with your back arm. If you want it to be a little more challenging, maybe you lift the opposite leg and reach for the toes. Engaging core muscles. Exhale, pull your belly button in. Blowing all those clouds away. And then when you're ready, take your time to roll yourself down. Drawing knees into the belly. Lengthening the neck. Alternating a leg push out. So the right leg is going to pull in, the left leg is going to push out. Breathe it back to the center and switch sides. If full extension doesn't feel all right, just lower the foot with the knee still being bent. Keeping your spine nice and long. Now, if it feels good and you want a little fire in the body, you could do a bicycling movement here using your upper body. I've got my hands on my shoulders, twisting through the torso, bringing that across. Who knew this was good for your brain and for your core at the same time? Release the legs down when you're ready. Stretch the arms over the crown of the head. Wiggle your heels from side to side. Let's take a lateral stretch here on the floor, walking our legs to the right and our arms to the right, and maybe even crossing that left ankle over the right ankle. Taking it over to the other side. As you come back to the center, let's bend the knees. Crossing the right ankle over the left. Supporting the stretch. Open and close the right door. Sway the hips from side to side if you like, getting a little spinal twist. Bringing that right foot over to the left. So your brain is going to like that. Holding it in the center, bringing the legs into the body if you like, or holding onto that right ankle and extending the left leg all the way out if you like. Either one, really good. Extend through the crown of your head. Breathe right behind that third eye. Lower the right foot to the floor and let's switch sides, crossing left ankle over. Open and close the door. Gently swish and sway from side to side. Left foot going over to the right. Draw the legs over the body, hold in the stretch. Lengthen your neck, check in with your face. Relax your facial muscles, and the rest of your body will rest too. Hold on to that left ankle and extend the right leg all the way out. And breathe. Bring your left toes right behind the back of your right knee, and let's take spinal twist. Extending through that left arm, focusing on your left fingers. And switch sides whenever you're ready. Right side comes across to the left. Right arm extends out. Focus on your right fingers while your right leg is crossing over to your left. As you come back to the center, let's set up for our final resting pose. So we're going to start out here by doing a little energetic breathing through the whole line of chakras, like you're breathing through a straw from the pelvic floor all the way up, and again, pausing at the third eye. Breathe up through the pelvic floor, engage the pelvic floor, the low belly, the heart, the throat, and pause. Let it go nice and slow, relaxing your entire body before you begin again. Concentrate on that for about 3 rounds and then just let yourself melt away. As you're finding your way into your final rest, please enjoy this reading from the Book of Awakening. Remembering and forgetting. What can I do to always remember who I really am? Most of our searching is looking for ways to discover who we already are. In this we are a forgetful species, and perhaps what Adam and Eve lost when kicked out of Eden was their ability to remember what is sacred. Thus we continually run into mountains and rivers, run to the farthest sea, and into the arms of strangers, all to be shaken into remembering. And some of us lead simple lives, hoping to practice how not to forget. But part of our journey is this forgetting and this remembering. It is a special part of what makes us human. So what can we do? Well, it is no secret that slowness remembers and hurry forgets. That softness remembers and hardness forgets. That surrender remembers and fear forgets. It is beautifully difficult to remember who we really are, but we can help each other every time we fill the cup of truth and hold each other up after drinking from it. As you lay here quietly, if you can, and allow a place where you don't feel too present itself. Let me read that again. If you can, and allow a place where you don't feel too present itself. Breathe slowly into this place. For where we are numb, we have forgotten. Slow your way into remembering. Breathe softly over this place, imagining your breath is a cleansing water, And after a time, try to recall the last time you left something in this place. And so as you're in your Shavasana, you may or may not be concentrating on breath, but just imagine this cleansing water over your body. Imagining a river stream. Your breath is the water, and the river stones are your body. There may be some jagged, sharp edges. So let the breath soothe you and smooth you. Noticing any places that feel rough. Noticing any places that are struggling to remember. Dialing in. Please give yourself permission to stay here as long as you like. Honor that. But if you feel ready, begin to gather yourself and get yourself grounded on your seat. And again, centered in your breath and in this present moment where you may feel numb or not present to right here and now. And while you're here, you might set an intention for your day to be more present in each moment so that we're in the living moment that's happening right now, so that we don't forget these moments. Knowing and remembering that every moment is special and precious. Even if it's just the drive to the grocery store. To look out on the drive and see things that you might have missed if your mind was somewhere else. Bring your hands to heart center for blessings and gratitude. Thank you for this breath. Thank you for this moment, and thank you for this day. The light within me honors and bows to the light within you. Namaste.